This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to show you through your new Forest River Cruise Lite 273 QBXL. Alright, I'm here on the door side of the trailer, walking towards the rear. Okay, so you have a kitchenette here, an outside kitchen. It has a wash basin, right? This is a port for a sprayer for the wash basin or for anything else you want to spray down. There's the coil hose, and there's the sprayer end. You can spray down kids and dogs and bikes and feet and whatever you want to do. You pull it out this way. You've got a cooktop, a convection, is that the right term I'm using right now? Yeah, convection cooktop. Okay. You have a pan right here. Okay. The refrigerator works on 110 AC, so as soon as you plug in your trailer, it starts up. Down here, you have your stabilizers. You got one on each corner. This takes a 3/4 inch crank or a 3/4 inch socket or drill attachment. So you're going to just put them down. You're not going to lift the trailer with them. Obviously, you're going to take the wiggle out of them. This has an added feature called a strong arm. There's one on each jack. You want this T-handle to be loose. So when you put this down, then you're going to tighten the T-handle, and that way it'll take the forward and backward movement out of it to make it more stable. When you're bringing it up and down, though, always you want to loosen this. Okay? Very simple. You got a power awning with LED strip. This is your range hood vent. So if you're using the fan on the range hood inside the trailer, you want to reach up here, and there's a baffle right here. You want to open it up so it flaps freely. I know it's kind of hard to see because of the sunlight and the shade and all that, but it's difficult to see. But you can just push it shut. Okay? You're going to have it shut always unless you're going to use your fan to vent over the range. Okay? Outside speakers. That's your vent for your furnace. You got some power to hook up a coffee pot or whatever you want outside. Now this is there's two ways to get water to the trailer. There's city water, which is the most common, but if you go to a more rustic place that doesn't have plumbing on the campsite, you can fill your onboard fresh water tank right here, and you have a electric pump inside. You can just turn it on, and it'll run the trailer water system just like you have city water. I'll show you the city water hookup when I get over to the other side. So that's city water is generally going to be the way that you go. You have a gas water heater. The switch top rated is inside. This is the drain plug right here. That takes 1 1/16 inch socket. And always, before you pull that out, always let the pressure out. Now if there's hot water in there, be careful, you don't want to burn yourself. But you can let the pressure out right here before you pull that out, because if the pressure is built up like it generally is, it'll shoot out of there like a cannonball with a couple gallons of water behind it, so you got to be careful. Your steps fold into the trailer and out of the trailer. They're very stable. If you have to adjust the legs for uneven terrain, you just pull this pin right here. Okay, and adjust it as needed. This is your hitch. I'll show you how this works. It's a centerline, a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway controller. It's a good hitch, very good hitch. We're going to show you how to use it, but if you need to be refreshed, if you don't know it, you may know these things already. I don't know what you know about trailers, so I'm just assuming that you don't, just so I can try and cover everything. But you can always go to their website, and they got links to their hookup videos, and they can show you the same thing we showed you, and you just can do that as needed. This is just a hookup for if you were to purchase a solar panel that will charge the battery, you can plug it right in there. This is a Furrion setup here, just so you know that's the brand that fits this plug. It's just an option. 2 20-pound tanks. Automatic changeover regulator right there. So it's going to draw one side down till it's empty, then it'll switch to the other side back and forth. So you just open both tanks, and you can hear which one's drawn from. So you know it's drawn from this one, for example. When you hear it switch over to here, you can just take that one and get it filled. Also, there's a crank inside that compartment I was just at that will operate this power tongue jack if it happens to fail. All right, I'll show you that because I forgot to show you. Let's see, here it is right here. So it's this crank right here, the smaller one. I told you about the attachment for a drill to run your stabilizer jacks. That's right there. And then that has to do with getting the awning in and out if there's a problem with it. That's something you'll have to read your paperwork about. It's something you should probably read while you're doing it in case. It's very rare you'd have to use it, but just in case, it's there. Okay. Now back to the other side again. You got a deep cycle marine battery and you have a kill switch. You can shut the battery off when you put it in storage. All other times you're leaving it on because your tow vehicle charges the battery. The power converter charges the battery, so you always want to leave it on unless you're in storage. Okay, so this is your dump system here. The valves are closed right like that. So you're going to hook your dump hose on right here. You put the other end into the dump station. The black one is for the black tank, which is toilet water and waste. The gray one is the gray tank, which is sink and shower water. So what you're going to do after you put your hose on here and put it in the dump station, you'll pull the black valve first and dump it. Then when it's dumped, you'll pull the gray valve, and the gray valve, the reason you do it in that order because the gray water is cleaner than the black water. It's still dirty water, but it's cleaner dirty water. So it wrenches out your hose pretty darn good. So then, leaving the valve open on your black tank, you'll come back here. Whoop, I got ahead of myself. So actually you're just going to shut this. I'm talking too fast and not thinking enough. So, alright, so that's that. So then you have your power cord here, which is 25 feet long, a 30 amp cord. Now you do get a little reducer with it to reduce it down to 15 amp. So you can plug it in at home, but remember, 15 amps is not enough to run your air conditioner, so you can't run the air conditioner at home unless you have you've rewired it specially for that. The basic rule of thumb is you can run everything in the trailer except the air conditioner, because the air conditioner will draw almost 30 amps when the compressor spikes on. So obviously if you're thinking about 15 amp system and then 30 amps, it doesn't add up, so you will pop a circuit breaker. I hope that made sense to you. I told you about the city water connection is the way you'll almost always get water to your trailer, 9 times out of 10. You're just going to hook the hose on there, turn it on, and your trailer's pressurized. Remember I told you you can fill the tank if you don't have plumbing on the campsite and pump it without having city water. So okay. Cable and satellite through, these are just coaxes. That housing there means this is pre-wired for a backup camera. If you get one, it has to be a Furrion camera that fits in that housing. We sell them here. You can talk to our parts people. Either way, you know, wherever you get it from, if you get one, it has to be the one that fits in there, so keep that in mind. Also, you have to inspect your roof. You got to inspect your roof, say 3 times a year. Once in the spring, once in the fall, and then once in the middle of the summer. You go up there, get a ladder, go up there. You can walk around. Just be careful, obviously, or have somebody do it who, you don't have to do it yourself, obviously, but you want to check all the seals, make sure they're good and tight. All the sealant is Dicor, it's a lap sealant, so pay special attention to the corner areas, around the skylight, things like that. Those are, you have to check everywhere, but those are generally problem areas. So you got to inspect the roof of the trailer, that's the bottom line. Everybody who owns one should inspect it. If they don't, they're asking for trouble. We're still doing a little cleaning here, so there's our vacuum. But I got to get this done. Okay, so this is your control panel. To send your awning out is going to be right like that. You can see it out. I will not run it all the way out. Basically, I'll just walk over here and show you. Once you're all the way out, you'll know you're all the way out when you can see the awning tube. But when this is out, you can pull down on the awning and pitch it a little bit, and then tighten this. And when you tighten it, it will hold it in that position. So you can pitch this awning. Just remember to loosen those knobs before you bring it back in, because you don't want to put that much stress on the motor. This is just your slide room. See, there's in, out. Okay, you want to, with this you're going to make sure that this door isn't open. For example, anything that could be hit by the slide room, you always want to make sure it's secured before you operate it. Alright, so also, your water pump I told you about, you start it this way. Your water heater on gas, you start it this way. You got lights here. You can see there's your LED light there. You can check your levels. Your battery is charged. Fresh water still has a little bit in it. It's the third full, but we're water testing it. As it fills, it graduates up in 1/3 increments and the lights light up. Black tank is empty. Gray tank is empty. So that's how you check your levels. Alright, the radio, it just basically, it's an AM/FM radio. It has 2 zones, inside and outside. 1 is inside, 2 is outside. You can hook up to it with your phone or tablet by Bluetooth. You can stream off of this USB, and then you got an HDMI in there if you wanted to add once you get a TV up here, if you wanted to add a game machine with a Blu-ray player on it or something for watching videos and or keeping your kids busy on a rainy day, you can do that. The fireplace has a remote. So does the radio, by the way. This is the radio remote. This is the fireplace remote. The fireplace, basically you've got your remote, then you got your push buttons here. You can turn it on and off. Obviously, there you see it's on, but there's kind of a bright. The sun's really bright. I don't know if you can see it, but it has a space heater in it, so you can turn on the space heater, run it off electricity instead of using up your LP. You can set the look of the flame. You can set the temperature, fan speed, things like that. So it's pretty self-evident how it works. Alright, so your refrigerator is a 12-volt compressor refrigerator. So what that means basically is it works like your refrigerator at home. It will not work off LP gas, but it runs on 12 volts. So your tow vehicle, the alternator on your tow vehicle will keep you going. When you are plugged in at the campground, your power converter will keep you going. Let me find it so I can show you. I think it's right behind this door here. Yeah, here it is right here. Okay, so this device converts 110 AC down to 12 volt DC. So basically, you've got 110 AC power here, and with circuit breakers just like you would see at home. And then you have, they're all labeled here. Then it converts the AC power to 12 volt DC here, and you have 12 volt fuses here, and they're labeled. Alright, everything that can run on DC power in a trailer does. Some things have to be AC power, like the air conditioning or the microwave, and that refrigerator they're referring to is the outside refrigerator. Remember I told you that one runs on AC power. Okay, so the bottom line is it converts AC to DC power. If any of these fuses were to blow, you can see it light up, and you can see through this plastic here. Also, this is a battery tender, so it's going to sense how much energy your battery needs, and if it's low, it'll send 10 amps or whatever it needs, and if it's charged, it'll just trickle a couple up there. But it'll always keep it charged as long as you're plugged in. That's why I told you always want the kill switch for your battery on, except when you got it in storage, because it will always be charging. Alright, this is your thermostat. You just hit it once to light it up. Then you go to fan. The fan is obviously the air conditioner running without the compressor. Then you can go to air conditioner. You always want to run it on auto. Everything's on auto if you can, so high auto is where you would keep it. Heat is right there, and that's off. Now there's a lag time for the furnace and the air conditioner. There's going to be a 5-second or so delay before they turn on or off, so just be patient. It will turn on. It's just the way it's designed. This is your LP gas and carbon monoxide detector. It should always be green like that. And if it's not, you want to get it serviced. What this does, basically, it will, if you've got a carbon monoxide buildup or an LP gas leak, it'll go off. I'll send it off for you so you can hear it. It goes through 2 self-tests, one for LP and then carbon monoxide coming up. And then back to green, okay? If it beeps very slowly, it's telling you your battery's low. So it actually does 3 different things. So if the thing goes off, you're going to gather everybody up, get them out of the trailer, shut the gas off up front, and then figure out what's going on. The microwave works like any other microwave. This is the range hood that I told you about. Like I said, we're still cleaning your trailer, so it's not perfectly clean yet. A fan and a light. Alright. The range, I don't know if the gas is on or off. I think it's off, so I won't be able to show you the light, but here we go. You're just going to go to light. And then you're going to spark it. Oh, it is. We do have gas on. And you spark it. You're going to turn the sparker clockwise to light it. Okay? Do that for all of them. For the oven, it's a little bit different. You've got a pilot light way back there. Let me see if I can show you where it's at. Right back, all the way in the back on the bottom. Okay. Okay, so this one, you have to use a lighter to light it. You need a grill lighter with a long neck on it. So what you'll do is you go to pilot, which is right there. Then you're going to depress it and hold it depressed. All the time you're still depressing it. You'll light it, the pilot light way back there. When it lights, you're still going to continue to hold this for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat it up. Then you're going to go to operating temperature. It'll cycle on and off like a regular oven does. But then when you go back to off, the flame obviously goes out in the oven, but so does the pilot light, so you have to relight it each time you use it. Now, I can't get into the winterization how it works, but this trailer has, like every trailer, has to be winterized. And keep in mind, you cannot get antifreeze into the water heater tank or leave a really foul taste and a bad smell. So, to keep from doing that, they give you bypass valves on the back of the water heater. So if you don't know this, and you're going to do it yourself, you'll just have to educate yourself. Try manufacturers' videos, they're the best ones, but you can find credible stuff on YouTube or wherever. And just remember, you got to bypass your water heater before you pump any antifreeze into the system. It's very important. That's important, and so is inspecting your roof, okay? While I'm out here, I just want to show you that this is the antenna here. It's on the roof. It doesn't go up and down, but it rotates, okay? This is the signal booster for the antenna. That's where you would hook your TV up to. It should always be green like that. There's a little button. You can shut it on and off, but you always want it to be green. Okay. And of course you have a bunk up here. This couch jackknifes flat into another bed, so you could fit 4 in here easy, if they're kids especially. Well, kids, you could probably put 10 in here. What am I saying? You just pack them in here like sailors. So this is there's a backing plate here for your TV. It looks like they sort of intended to be stood here, but you can work through it. It's your decision. But this is antenna through, obviously, and there's power for it. You also have the USB chargers around the trailer. You can see them all over the place. Nowadays, it's a necessity, obviously. Okay. The bathroom works like any other bathroom except for the toilet. Now, this still hasn't been, still a little sawdust in here from building it, but I can still show you how it works. We haven't got to this yet. So there's a little bit of residual pressure in there, so you can see the water coming out. So basically this is the rule. You can't use it dry or without chemical. Directly below here is the black tank that we spoke about. So when you get to the campground, you hook up your power, you hook up your water, then you're going to come in here and you're going to take your toilet chemical, whichever one you use, put a dose right in there. Then you're going to step on this and hold it. Water will be swirling out. Then you're going to hold it there till you put a gallon or 2 of water in there. There's no way to tell exactly what a gallon or two of water is by looking at any monitor. You just have to use common sense. That's about a gallon. The bottom line is it can't be dry, and it's got to have chemical in it to start off. So let's say you fill your black tank, you're checking your monitor panel, and it's past 2/3, so you dump it. If you're going to stay on the same campsite and continue camping, after you dump your black tank, you'd come back in here and repeat the procedure. Put the chemical in, gallon or two of water, and you're ready to use it till it's dumped again. So you can't use it dry. Also, when you flush it, it'll only fill about up to there. But if you want like this much water in it, all you have to do is step on the pedal. I know you can hardly see it there. You step on the pedal, and right there's a spot where the water valve will open, but the trap will stay shut. So you can fill it up as high as you want. You just have to do it each time before you use it. Last thing, this GFCI. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through this one, so if you're using a coffee pot outside and it pops, this is where you reset it. Run your fan when using the shower. You want to pull the humidity out. These poles come out of the bottom of the table, and you can drop it onto the ledge here and fill it in with the cushions, and you got a bed. This one jackknifes flat. You just pull it from down here and it'll flatten right out. Okay, moving along. Okay, there's storage under here. You have another, again, the TV backer sticker's missing, but I can feel it right here. You just have to make sure you go into something solid if you put a TV bracket up. The thing is, if you're going to get a retractable bracket, a swing out bracket, make sure you spend a little extra money if you can and get one that locks into place when it's closed. That way you don't have to use straps and everything to hold it in place. They hang there, they're unsightly. It's much better to just have one that locks. Anyway, that's a 10 in power for the TV. Then, last but not least, you have, let me get your shade up. This is the emergency escape window. There's several of them in the trailer, at least 2, maybe 3. The bottom line is, you're going to go like this and open it up. If you want to escape, you're going to push this all the way through. Then you're going to grab a hold of this tab and pull the screen out, and then you can just roll on out. Okay? Alright, I think I've covered it now. Okay. Let me look around here just to make sure. Yep, I think I've got it. So, I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer from National RV Detroit. You can call us for questions and service if you need it. And make sure you do a lot of camping with it to get the most use out of it and the most fun. So, thank you very much.